Module 5, Layer 2, Secure by Design. The importance of core application security design principles. What are the 5 key steps to support security validation? So when we talk about security validation, it is basically a shifting from point-in-time compliance based on cyber approach to continuous monitoring of program effectiveness, which enables the organization and their security teams to enhance their situational awareness of potential weakness and prioritize remediation actions that can help to reduce risks. So when we talk about the overall validation means to recognize, establish, or illustrate the worthiness of legitimacy of something. Continuous validation means to do something without interruption. And when you perform validation, it's a regular scheduled job, once per week, probably, that kind of thing we are talking about. The number of complexity of cyber threats growing constantly, making maintaining strong security posture with manual assessment or even semi-automated penetration testing is a challenge. At the same time, regulations pertaining to organizations, cyber and data protection capabilities are also proliferating and evolving. If you look at the first part, that how do we really move forward? What are the 5 concepts? And let's understand shift from reviewing configurations to control validation. So when we talk about reviewing configuration, so you have done something and then you are reviewing. So basically we are referring about the post facto or the reactive aspects. However, when we talk about continuous term which is coming, it should be amalgamated, integrated the security aspects into the overall design what we are talking about. So cybersecurity professionals anyway have a historical reviewed logs, reports, and configuration details with some regulatory mandates, governance, risk, and compliance. And they provide the insight of rarely kind of empiric. But we also need to understand this. We are talking about the overall configurations to control the validation. Means we are saying that this has to happen without interruptions, and this validation also to be done without interruption. So that actually plays a critical role. Move from a point in time to continuous security validation. So again, if you look at audits are a lot like a penetration test, or it's like a snapshot. Point in time is nothing but a snapshot, right? While it has some value, maybe legacy approach, that over a period of time, in fast-moving world, security issues are also increasing. So software validation can be performed through advanced computer security, which is like some sort of a testing method, or maybe a breach and attack simulations, right? So you try to ensure that you put a more breach towards it, and then you attack it. So those kind of simulations are required. So basically, you intrude the system, you ensure that there is a problem in the system, and then fix it automatically. That says that things are also working in case of any issues comes in case of simulations which are doing it today, which identify the vulnerability by simulating likely attacks. Coming back to transitions to automated security validation, which is, again, they are not generally tasked with auditing against one mandate. In fact, most industry leaders, today we spoke about responsibility of audit related to GRC, industry standards, best practices, regulatory mandate, keep talking about manual processes slow and may not be useful, and it is error prone also. So it is required that certain things can be definitely automated, and we should really move from there. Coming back to validation, security, and not assumptions. So again, cybersecurity teams help bridge the gap between the IT and the business. So they also are responsible. I'm talking about the business and the IT. Both are responsible and accountable to ensure that the articulating the trends, what is the security effectiveness today, where we are supposed to go, what are the awareness, and if we are going down, what is the reason, root cause, and all that. So we should not go by the assumptions. Business should also be taking the ownership of certain securities aspects. Automated security validation, that's the fifth part. So security teams often find it challenging to get access to those resources to conduct their job. So co-workers don't have the time to grant access to required system, produce reports, and share logs. So again, we have to also understand that continuous validation of user actions means, initial authorization and all that, continuous monitoring, all that should happen. And with that, there are chances that we'll be able to really build it better security practices with the validations we are talking about.